Welcome back to the Shipyard. Today, the Mirror Universe Kelvin verse faction pack. Anyways, yeah, as you can see from the display here, two Kelvin Connies, two D7 Warbirds, and well, a lot of goodies in here. So let's break this open and see what's inside. Okay, that's taped in there. That's going to be a really dramatic, like, chuck to the side and just deal with it later. Yeah, WizKids, you foiled my good camera plans here. Well, that's a pain. We're going to get these ships out at some point. Probably now. Maybe later. And we're going to do, well, what we do here. 3 piles. Awesome stuff, mediocre stuff, blah stuff. Alright. Again, all these cards will have better images up on screen as I read them, but I'm reading these. I've seen the previews, I've heard people talk about them, I've seen them in tournaments because people had them out for our last OP in Fremont, but this is my first chance really sitting in front of cards, reading them, so you're getting my genuine reaction to these cards. Although the first thing I'm going to do is put them in number order. Or at least find number order. First thing I'm noticing is good card stock. Hey, card number 1, the USS Enterprise Mirror Fed. 28 points for a tech, double weapon, double crew, a 4164, which is pretty good stats. In face, flip 1 specialization card. I can say that word. Equipped to this ship and target 1 face up damage card beside this ship. Flip the target damage card face down. Okay, so it's a way of getting rid of a crit. It's passive. I like that. It is your ship ability. So even if you have no specialization cards, you're still recovering crits. With 6 hull, that's a valuable ability. The other thing that makes this ship valuable is the movement dial. And I'm looking through here trying to find it, but it's crazy good movement dial. It is, well, 6 forward red, but 2 hard turns are white. It's got Valdor greens with 1, 2 straight and banks, and it's got a 2 reverse. A 2 reverse. Are you kidding me? This is like an Enterprise E meets an Enterprise D, but for 26 points. No, 28 named, and a lot less generic. I mean, a lot less generic. Yeah, boy, this is going to turn out to be one of my least organized videos. The generic, 24 points, only losing a shield and losing a weapon slot. Weapon hurts a bit, but I mean, at this point, you're looking at torpedoes, maybe something cool in this pack. We'll see. Anyways, I love the ship. I love the generic, and I super love the movement dial. But that's all part of why I love the ship in and of itself, because I don't think you can truly judge a ship until you, or rather, without judging the maneuver dial. So that's all part of that. I am looking through here to find the Enterprise A, which is the other named ship. And as we know from past experience, the Enterprise A is different than the Enterprise. This is mirror unique, so not unique, so you could run the existing Fed A with this A, and even with the Enterprise. And that would all be well and good. So same stat bar, 4164, same upgrade bar, tech, weapon, crew. Different named ability, though, as you would figure. Action: if the ship has one or more destroyed shields, flip one specialization card equipped to this ship. Repair one shield on this ship. I like that. I think that's very useful. Situationally useful, but useful. Again, I like it. I like this whole class. This whole class is rating well. As many people have said, the balance of power is swinging. And it's swinging towards new stuff. I don't entirely know that it's power creep. These are definitely good ships. Alright, the IKS AMAR. You knew the Klingons were going to have to get something cool. So, here we go, the Klingons getting something cool. 4143, it's a Warbird class. So, new, we'll talk dial in a minute. Tech double weapon crew seems very Klingon to me. When this ship suffers damage to its hull, once per game, if this ship is cloaked, this ship may make an attack with its primary weapon. Okay, that's a named ability that it's not everything you want it to be, but it does give you something, and being able to make a primary weapon attack is reasonably good. What you hope is that you actually get to make that shot. I think this game's really coming down to piloting more than anything else, and having ships in arc and not being left with no shot. And you could find yourself in a situation where every time, or perhaps the only time, you take damage to your hull, you have no shot. Now, this does not say from an enemy ship, so you could force the issue. You could do something as sneaky as Matt Decker yourself. And that might be a way of forcing the issue to get yourself a shot. And I think if you really want to play this way, it is a cool piece of tech. Not a literal tech, but a tech in the game to make something happen. I like it. It's at least a good card. I'm not sure that it's great, but it's like I want to put it in the fence, but David, don't sit on the fence. It hurts. So I'm going to make my judgment call. I'm putting it here, but I would be very happy to debate it, and I could very easily put it over here. Alright, the generic Warbird class is a 4142. Same things I did neglect to mention. You get battle stations on here. This goes tech weapon crew. 17 points, though. 17 points for 4 dice, 6 durability. With cloak and battle stations, that's fantastic. Absolutely usable. And boy, if you don't want to use that, I don't know. I'm not sure we're playing the same game anymore. Although this pack is kind of like a step up, and I'm not sure that anybody's playing the same game anymore. Just picking out generics. looking for the other named Klingon ship, because I know you're in here somewhere. Aha. Yes, the IKS Sul. Savul. I don't speak Klingon, I'm sorry. It's a failing of mine. When attacking, if this ship is cloaked and not in the primary firing arc of the defending ship, this ship rolls +1 attack die this attack, and the defending ship rolls -1 attack die this attack. Okay, that ability I like more. It's very Klingon, right? It's pilot your way into situations where you have an angle on them. It feels very Sisters of Duros, the sneak attack and all that good stuff. So this I do actually like a lot. I like it more than the others. The movement dial on these warbirds, because they're new. They also get the Valdor green treatment, the 1 and 2 straight banks. The 2 hard turns are white. The 3 turns are red. It's a big ship. It's a big bulky ship. I'm okay with that. They cap at a 4 straight, not unreasonable. Unfortunate against these new Kelvin Connies, but that's okay. 3 come about, red of course. It's viable. It's perfectly viable movement dial. What more do you want? All right. I feel like all of that's leading us to Captain Admiral Pike. So his captain side is add 1 crew slot to the ship's upgrade bar. Cool. Action, flip up to 2 specialization cards equipped to the ship. For an 8 skill, 5-point captain, fed, mirror, with a talent slot. Okay. Really, his judgment becomes, how good are specialization cards? We'll see. As an admiral, he does the exact same thing, except he's a fleet action. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him here, because I can't really evaluate him until I have a good grasp on what these specialization cards actually do. I mean, I kind of know what they do, but I want to actually get into them, because I think it's better that way. All right, so here's our first specialization card. They have this, come on, camera focus, this flip icon, this cycle icon. So here's Captain Kirk. Skill 7, 4 points. Action phase, disable this card. Remove 1 time token from all crew upgrades equipped to this ship. That's a pretty interesting captain ability. Start of the activation phase, because it doesn't say otherwise, so it's the start. For a disable, yeah, okay. It helps you use your crew faster. That's a very captain thing to do. The flip side of him, see how that worked, is a crew. Yeah, that makes sense, based on the movies, having a crew. Activation phase, place 3 time tokens on this card, increase the captain skill of the captain equipped to this ship by 2 this game round, and perform battle station action as a free action. Also seems pretty good. Like that. 2 pretty good abilities. We'll stick it in the good pile. Ah, yes. Spock. Spock. Captain Spock. When attacking, this ship may add 1 battle station. If there's a scan token beside this ship may add 1 hit instead. That seems solid right there. 4 points, skill 6 captain. I'm sold. But there's a flip side. And you can have crew Spock. Activation phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Increase the captain skill of the captain equipped to this ship by 2 this game round. And perform a scan action as free action. So guess what? Captain Spock with crew Kirk seems to be a natural fit. Not because there's huge synergy, but because... Well, actually, no, there is huge synergy because you get a free battle station action. Spock's adding a battle station result. That's huge synergy. A little pricey. And then you run Admiral Pike, and you're flipping both on. That's really expensive, though. That's like 13 points. Don't necessarily do that. But it's there. The captain side of this, I love. The crew side of this, I like. So the captain side here, the crew side here, but I'll put the captain side in the great pile for now. Our next card, kind of unexpected. Kind of not, though. Captain Sulu. Yes, Captain. Skill 5, 3 points. Action, perform a 1 bank. I want to think that's bank. Looks like bank. Maneuver, and place 1 evade token beside this ship. And I'm sold. For a helmsman, I'm sold. And that's a white bank, by the way. Yeah, pretty good. His flip side. When this ship would suffer damage from an obstacle or minefield, place 3 time tokens on this card, roll 3 defense dice. For each evade, cancel 1 hit or crit. I'm also sold by that. Sits in the very good, usable pile. And we can roll with that card. Not quite the same as Spock, but definitely a viable crew, a captain in a pinch, and for that I will take it and roll with it. Alright, our first Klingon captain is Kang. Planning phase. If an opposing Federation ship is in this ship's primary firing arc, increase the captain skill of this captain by 2 this game round, taking him from skill 6 to skill 8. He is Ahab Kang, if we ever get another Kang. But he is Ahab Kang, and I like this. 4 points. No flip side. I wish there was more to him. I wish he did something in addition, like converting a hit to a crit against a Fed ship. Just getting to skill 8 doesn't seem to be quite enough against most Fed captains, because there are Fed captains at 9. I mean, it is Kang, Mirror Kang at that, so we don't quite know how good he is. But yeah, and this is an increase, so it does count towards his rule of 3, I think. Yeah. I'm going to put him in the meh pile. I'm sorry. Alright. Core. Core, on the other hand. Oh, Core. We're going to be hearing a lot of Core. Setup. Choose an opposing ship. Yes, ship. When attacking the chosen ship, the ship may roll +1 attack die and convert up to 2 battle stations into hits. When defending against the chosen ship, the ship may roll +1 defense die and convert up to 2 battle stations into evades. Core, you have been much wanted, much needed, and you will be much loved. Core is fantastic. And for 4 points at skill 7, he warms my heart. Somebody designed him well. So thank you. Alright, now for some crew specialization. Leonard McCoy. The Academy version of him, I suppose. When a captain equipped to this ship would be disabled, place 3 time tokens on this card instead. Natural progression from some of the Phlox, Beverly. It works. When a captain equipped to this ship would be discarded, place 2 time tokens on this card and the captain that would be discarded instead. Okay. Makes total sense. 3 points for that. Life's good. McCoy saves your captain. I get it. I like it. His flip side. Setup. So this is the side you're starting on. Place 1 crew upgrade with a printed cost of 4 or less down beneath this card. Face down beneath this card. Activation phase. Flip the crew upgrade beneath this card face up and equip it to the ship even if it exceeds the ship's restrictions. Place 3 time tokens on that crew upgrade. Yeah, that's fantastic. He's paying for himself with a crew that just comes in 3 rounds later. So find a crew that you want to come in late, that you don't need to start the game. Sulu, for instance. Sulu cancels minefields. Minefields are more prevalent mid-late game. Yeah, I like this McCoy a lot. And there's plenty of other crew I can think of that that would be useful. I can't name them right now, but there's a ton of cheap, relatively cheap crew, right? Crew that are 4 SP or less, printed, of course. And McCoy says, hey, one of you, come along. How is that bad? He's 3, he brings 4. Let's not argue. All right. Oh, Pavel Chekhov. Makes me sad. Sorry. Activation phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Remove 1 Ox power token beside this ship. Okay. That's the start of the activation phase. Maybe he did something in the end phase, got Ox power. He's useful. His flip side. Combat phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Target an opposing ship at range 1 to 2. Remove 1 scan token from beside the target ship. Not super versatile. Very specific to scan tokens, of course. But I could see that playing a part. I would mostly live with him on this side. If I'm doing anything with Ox, anything with red maneuvers. He's okay. He's closer to meh. I will admit, I feel like this is all an overcorrection from the first Chekhov that just you do a white and you remove Ox, and so every Chekhov after that has been eh. But this Chekhov still is still pretty good. All right, Montgomery Scott. Planning phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Repair 1 hole on this ship and flip this card. Hey, we can do that. Planning phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Repair 1 shield on this ship and flip this card. You get the theme. Repair, flip, repair, flip. It's going to take time. You definitely want, I think it's Kirk, that removes time tokens from crew. Yes. Captain Kirk. To remove a time token from all crew equipped to that ship. So yeah, if you're going to run this version of Scotty, you'd want Captain Kirk to disable, so then you need a Captain Re-enabler. There's some messy synergy there, but it happens. This Scotty's okay. This one's meant for if you think you're taking damage. Ironically, he's best on a cloaking ship, because then you can come out of cloak, have your shields. Shields will take damage. Then you can recloak, have your hull take damage. And yeah, there's a pattern there, but he's okay. I like what he brings to the table. I like that we've got a cool repair card that just works. Not an action, just time. And boy, if that's not the most thematic thing for repair, I don't know what is. All right, our last Fed crew, our last specialization card. And then we can actually judge Admiral Pike. Uhura. Yoda Uhura. Activation phase. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Target this ship or a friendly ship at range 1 to 2. Increase the range of all upgrades equipped to the target ship by 1 this game round, max of 3. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'd like to use some of those range 1 only at range 1 to 2. That seems not broken at all. I'm really glad she says max 3, because otherwise range 4 is a weird thing in this game, and I don't want to play. Yeah, I am trying to think of more things that only work at, say, range 1 that you then want to work further. But they're out there. Ferengi missile launchers, for 1. I believe they're only range 1 to 2, and then this, you get range 3 on them. I don't know that that's good. I don't know that that's worth 3 points. The very fact that this exists tells me that range limitations are weird, and that flexibility is going to be the name of the game going forward. So Uhura just existing changes how ranges are set up for the rest of eternity in this game. And if they ever forget about her, they're going to have to ban her or cards. Alright. Her flip side is when this card is flipped face up, or after this ship suffers critical damage, discard all face up communications failure damage cards beside this ship's card. Meaning, if you take a communications failure crit with her face up, this side face up, you didn't take damage. I've been waiting for stuff like this. This is one of the cool pieces of design space that they haven't gone into. And I would really like to see more out of stuff like this. You can have a LaForge card that prevents warp core breaches, or a Reg card, or a Torres, or 7 of 9, whoever you want. But does the exact same thing with warp core breaches. Again, this is cool. I like this. I can see a use for her. Maybe not the perfect use, but I can see the use. Okay. The judgment on Pike. $5 points to flip 2 specialization cards, or an action, is a lot. These specialization cards are cool. I like them. But I don't think that Pike has a place as the only admiral in your fleet, right? I think there's still better admirals out there. So now we're looking at the captain version. And even then I start cringing. You see, a few of these cards have ways of flipping themselves. Not many have ways of flipping others. If you run something like McCoy, you need a way of flipping a card. Or you need to take the Enterprise. And if the Enterprise and Enterprise A, weren't as good as they are, I would say you have to include Pike. And there may come a point where there's something better than the Enterprise to run these things on. But right now, again, this is right now, I feel like the best place for a lot of these cards is on their ship. The 1764, the Defiant 1764, is a reasonable alternative, but it's still not the best place. So I think that Pike, unfortunately, goes and sits in this meh place. I'm not going to come down on you like a ton of bricks if you run him, but I think that you just sit there and you go, am I making the best use of my points if I'm running Pike? The answer is no, you're not. It's my 30-second minute analysis. Alright, our Klingon crew. First up, Koth. Klingon only. Setup, place one disable token on one crew upgrade equipped to each opposing ship. Alright, little bit of Gen Cisco, but a little different. Crew only, but you get to target each and every ship. I like it. I don't love it. Being able to mess with people a bit helps. Slow their crew down helps. But the reason Gen Cisco was so good is that you got to target two things on the same ship, and that slowed them down. Especially on a cloaking ship, they couldn't cloak round one and re-enable. They often would cloak and then try to re-enable later, but if you could force the engagement early, that was fine. Here, they could just spend their first turn re-enabling, and you never notice the difference. Because the first round is almost always for naught. But, in certain scenarios, like Collective, where you're setting up on the same side of the board, and you want to mess with your opponent, Koth is a reasonable way to do that. Alright, the next one, Klingon First Officer. And this is limit one per ship, Klingon only. In phase, once per game, discard the captain equipped to this ship. Perform an attack with this ship's primary weapon. This card becomes the ship's captain with a captain skill of 4. Okay, very Klingon thing to do. Sacrifice the captain, get an extra attack. Is that worth 4 points? Probably not, except when it is. And it's in the end phase, which means it's the end of the round. Ships are decloaking. You get to choose order. You get to mandate order between active, inactive player, all that good stuff. There's certainly a point for it. I can see it. Klingon Guard. Combat phase. Discard this card. Place one evade token beside this ship. 2 points. It's okay. It's not great. It is an evade token. But it's discard. It's one use card. 2 points. Sorry. Evade tokens are nice, but they're not everything. And I can't justify my crew slot for a single evade token. It just doesn't work. So, next up, we have Klingon Patrol. And this is a moderately interesting card. It's also non-unique, Klingon only, 2-point crew. In phase, if this ship is not in the primary firing arc of an opposing ship within range, 1 to 2, flip this ship's cloak token to its green side. So, if you're out of range 1 to 2, So you can be in range 3. That's perfectly fine. But if you're just get out of range 2, you get your cloak token back. I'm okay with that. And that's continual. So I like continual cards. Alright. Overwhelm. This has a couple restrictions. This is Klingon ship only, Klingon captain only, because it's an elite talent. When attacking, place 2 time tokens on this card. This game round, for each other friendly ship that attacked the defending ship this game round, this ship rolls +1 attack die and may convert 1 blank into 1 battle station. Okay, lot to parse there. We'll parse it. Alright, first off, you're limited by rule of 3. Don't ever think that you're not. Okay, secondly, you need to put this on a low-skill captain. Who is this good for then? Somebody like Worf. Somebody like, Kern. Not that Kern has good abilities. Yeah, unfortunately, the people you really want, like Martok, they attack too early. So yeah, Overwhelm, not your prototypical Klingon talent. But it's available, it's interesting. The most interesting thing is you get to use it every other round. So you become a big target. Because if you're rolling +3 dice every other round, or even +2 dice every other round, you're going to be a target. That's just what happens. And then, converting blanks into battle stations, that's pretty good, because if you take the battle station action, you've got perfect quality. I really do like Overwhelm. I've seen it used already, and it would, oh, yeah, okay, that'll work. Okay, full spread phasers. 1 per ship, Kelvin Connie only. 4 points. When attacking with this ship's primary weapon, this ship rolls +1 attack die, or this ship may perform an additional attack with its primary weapon from its secondary firing arc, which is a rear 90, with -1 attack die. So that would be a 4 die forward 180, and then a 3 die back 90. Those are interesting choices. Those are very interesting choices. That is always going to depend upon what the enemy formation's doing. And who's in your rear arc, if you can do damage with 3 dice. Maybe you have the scan token Spock. There are all kinds of things going on there. But yeah, this is a fantastic weapon. All good. Alright. Another weapon. Advanced long-range torpedo. Not unique, no uniqueness here whatsoever. Kelvin Connie only. The attack value of this weapon is the ship's primary weapon value +1, so 5. Attack. Spin the ship's target lock token. Place 2 time tokens on this card. Target an opposing ship. Range 2 to 3. If this attack hits, every other ship within range 1 of the defending ship suffers 1 hit. Okay, suffers 1 hit, meaning no way to evade it. You just take a hit, either to your shields or to your hull. Okay, downside. Didn't say enemy, just said every other ship. Okay, that's unfortunate. So if you've got the AMAR there, you can take damage to your hull while cloaked, and then get a primary weapon. That could work. That could be a thing. Oddly enough, I like this card. I don't like it as much as full spread phasers. I like this card. I'll put it here, but it's more in that next over pile. I feel like I need a 4th pile now, but yeah. I guess I do. I have this card redefines the entire meta pile, but haven't seen one of those yet, aside from the ship. All right, the next weapon is a Klingon only. Klingon Warbird. Disruptor volley. Wow. I should not record at 3 a.m. 5 attack dice. Range 1 to 3. Attack. Disable this card. Target an opposing ship. The attack deals no damage. Hold on, stay with me. If this attack hits, place an Ox power token beside the defending ship. If the defending ship is an attack squadron, discard 1 attack squadron token for each uncancelled hit or crit. Okay, so you're only going to use this as attack squadron tech. Basically a means of saying, fighters go away. The downside is you bring up a 3-point weapon, your opponent doesn't bring fighters, and you wasted 3 points. This is why we need a sideboard in this game. Not the reinforcement sideboard, although this card would work there. But we need a proper sideboard where you bring like 20 extra points of cards, and then once you see your opponent list, you can change stuff out. It would change a lot of the game. It would make games longer, but it would be good. I'll have a video on my thoughts on that. Anyways, I like what this does, but it's meh. It needs to do some amount of damage. I'd rather see Klingon. The Ferengi version of this does it better. And boy, to say a Ferengi card does it better is rough. Aside from torpedoes and chemocyte, but yeah. Anywho, I don't think I've done that review yet, so. Yeah. Photon torpedoes. Klingon photon torpedoes. Secondary arc, which is the bullseye arc, the forward 45. So, yeah. At least for these ships. For other Klingon ships, you've got rear 90s on some, which is good. The attack value of this weapon is the ship's primary weapon value plus 1. Okay, cool. Range 1 to 3. Attack, spin the ship's target lock. Place 3 time tokens on this card. Target an opposing ship. If the defending ship has no active shields and is not cloaked, convert all battle stations into crits. Yeah, that'll do nicely. That's kind of a blend of the Dominion torpedoes with some Fed torpedoes. But boy, do Klingons love this with projected stasis field. Anywho, yeah, I like this. That'll do nicely. All right. Now the tech that made me lose all my faith in the science of Star Trek, the new movies. The portable transwarp beaming device. Hey, it's a 2-point mirror only tech. I mean, you can run it on anything, but it's mirror factional. And it's mirror unique. Hey, I like that. When a crew upgrade equipped to this ship would be discarded, discard this card and target a friendly ship at range 1 to 3. Instead, place 1 time token on the crew upgrade that would be discarded and equip it to the target ship, even if it exceeds that ship's restrictions. Now this raises some questions. Does it still get to trigger an effect that makes it be discarded? You know, aka Tasha Yar. When this ship would be destroyed, discard this card, make an attack. So can the ship be destroyed? Tasha makes her attack. Then you use the portable transwarp beaming device, discard that, target the friendly ship, put the time token on Tasha, and life's good. I'm sure there's an answer out there. Hopefully I'll have one before I put this video up. But if not, somebody ask me in comments, and I'll try to actually get there, get that asked or answered. Wow. But it's okay. It's okay. 2 points to move some crew around. It's kind of fun. All right. Integrated future tech. 3-point mirror. And boy, I would have liked to see this also be Romulan, because this is straight out of Nero, straight out of the comic books. For after Star Trek, the new movie. Ship unique. You do not pay a faction penalty when equipping Romulan weapons, Romulan tech, Borg weapons, and or Borg tech upgrades to this ship. Okay, cool. Setup. Place one tech upgrade with a printed cost of 4 or less face down beneath this card. Already on board. Planning phase. Discard this card. Flip the tech upgrade beneath this card face up and equip it to this ship even if it exceeds the ship's restrictions. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, that did not redefine the meta, but I'm good. I like that card. Tech for tech, point for point, and you get to save a bunch of points if you want to bring Romulan Borg stuff in. Romulans, feasible. Borg, okay, going to get better with their Borg faction pack in 2019. So I like it now. I'll like it more later. Just bear with me. All right. And the last card in this pack is a Klingon cloaking device. Ship unique, Klingon only. When defending, if the ship is cloaked, convert one blank into one evade. Thank you. That right there, good. In face, place 3 time tokens on this card to flip the ship's cloak token to its green side. So if you want to keep your cloak but lose the top ability for a couple of rounds, you can. Kind of your choice. For the very fact of what the top does, this is good, and it probably redefines some portion of the meta. I'm not entirely sure, but it's there. So, yeah. All right, close up and handheld, so sorry for any shakiness, of the cardboard. That's one side. Here's, well, you know how stuff comes loose. Here's the second. Back side of the first. And back side of the second. And the next thing you'll see are ship setup. All right, some look at the models. And, well, I'm the last one to be a critic of paint. But, yeah, these are interesting models. The Warbird class is a bit metallic. You can see there's a sheen to it, but it does look striking, right? That's imposing. The Kelvin Connies are a little splotchy. I've always thought the nacelles were way too big, personally, but it's still evocative of a constitution, and as such, it's a pretty model. The design feel of the Constitution aside, the model does look good. The paint's not perfect, but it's good. This one seems to be better than this one. This one's a little more beat up, a little rugged. That's okay. I can live with that. I can live with some differences in my models. I'm okay. So yeah, let's adjourn for final thoughts on this pack. Yeah, beardless, mirror universe. You were expecting bearded David. That David is dead. No, seriously, it was time for a change. This pack is one of fantastic quality. You saw how many cards I put in the medium and the great pile. And the medium is still good, usable, playable, I can build with them cards. The meh pile is small. It's tiny. I mean, I've got the pack out there. I've got another sealed pack. I've got another sealed pack. I bought 3 of these. I don't personally need 3 of these. Remember, 2 people play out of my collection total. So, I think, I'm cutting to the end here, but I think that 1 person needs 2, 2 people need 3, 3 people probably need 3, 4 people probably need 4. It's a point of how many generic Connies do you want to run. And I think between them and the Warbird class, they are now 2 of the best generics to run in this game. Which is ridiculous that they come in the same pack. But it is what it is, and power creep is real, unfortunately. I know I kind of said that it wasn't, but it is. And there's nothing we can do about it. WizKids wants to sell new product. They're going to sell new product, and they're going to do it by making new cards that are exciting to play, that are good to play, and what that means is that sometimes they're better than what we have. Adapt. Adapt or die. That's what I got. I know that's a Borg motto. I was kind of trying to save that one for the Borg faction pack, but it comes out here. That's what you get. Sorry. But yeah, this pack's fantastic. This is the best faction pack I've seen, and that includes the Ferengi faction pack, which was pretty darn good. And I'm still sorry that doesn't have a review out, but someday, hopefully soon, it will. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Yeah, the different location is not permanent, but I made best use of it for a time. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.